Hey everybody, so in this video I want to talk about Amazon, and I want to talk about Amazon in particular because next week we're going to have that stock split. So it's actually going to be next Monday, which is June 6th. So the first thing I want to do on Amazon is I want to go to the weekly time frame, which is the 5-year. So when I'm going on the weekly, um, the one thing I do want to point out is this top trend line right here. So ignore these two other trend lines for now. When we look at this top trend line, it's catching these two tops right here. It's catching the top of this massive fall. It's also catching this doji right here, as you guys can see. And it also catches the top of this earnings fall. So I do think that this area could be good potential resistance. Now I'm going to flip back on the 1 day, the 1 year time frame. Now this same trend line is this right here. So as you can see, it catches this top, it's catching all of these bottoms right here. It's catching this massive move right here. And when you look, it catches this move right here, which was right before this massive fall. So I do think that that's pretty interesting. So going back to the 1 year time frame, I want to point out this trend channel right here, which is essentially connecting this top, most of these bottoms, this bottom and that bottom. And the top trend channel is connecting these tops, and it's catching this disconnect, which is also this gap right here. So the one thing I do want to note with this price action is that we recently broke the 20-day moving average, which we haven't done that since, we haven't been above the 20-day moving average since early April. So it's almost been about a good 2 months. So finally we're breaking past that. Now the more shorter term resistance is going to show itself right around here at 2,314. So I do think that we could break past this, just given that we are going to have momentum from the stock split. I could be entirely wrong, but I get a good feeling that we're going to break past this. So if we do break past this, where do I think we can go? I do think we're going to see some resistance right here before this massive drop here in May. So that could be 2,458. And then if we do get slightly above that, then I think we could see resistance right here as well, which is right around 2,520. Now, if we just break past all of that, well, I do think that we get back to this gap fill area. Maybe we could just hit the top of this gap fill right here at 2,600, or we could do that full gap fill close at 2,715-ish. So, I mean, there's a lot of potential here. And then, if we were to just really just have this massive rally, get past this gap and everything, well, I think what could happen is we do get rejected right here. And as we do rally, like let's say we do rally, this 50-day moving average will start moving up a little bit. We'll start flattening out a little bit, and it could possibly curl. So it could potentially line up with this right here. So that would put us right around like 2,800-ish. So that would be my max bull case scenario for the stock split. So now the one thing I do want to note as well is the weekly risk range. So when I calculated the weekly risk range, it was 101.5. So we're going to add that to this current price action, and we're also going to subtract that. And then that's going to give us the weekly risk range. Now, if you want to figure out how to do this, I do have a video on it. I will link it down below. So the risk range is going to be right around this area. So the annoying thing about Webull is that I can't get the exact number. So I do have to get like approximate area. So it's going to be around this area right here. So the low 2000s to the the low 200s to the low 400s right here. So 2,400-ish to 2,200-ish. So this could be our weekly risk range. And then maybe the week after that, when we actually have that stock split, we could see a breakout. So there are a lot of scenarios, but I think the one thing that's very important is to support this sustained breakout. We're going to need to have the macros support us as well. So, if we do see inflation come in a little bit lower, then yeah, I do think that this rally could be sustained a little bit longer. But you know, the one thing that you got to be very cautious of is that this could just be a very quick pump and dump. And I guess the one thing I do want to note right here as well is we could just draw in a lower high. So I mean, this previous high right here is pretty darn high. It's like all the way at 3,400. So who even knows where the next lower high is going to be? So that is a very interesting thing to note. Now, another more important thing that I want to talk about is when I zoom out, and I'm on the weekly time frame now. Look at where we fell to. Where we fell to was right at this area right here, which was prior to this massive 2020 rally that we had here in April of 2020. So this was during the pandemic when everybody was locked in, everybody was ordering from Amazon, and their earnings just went berserk. So this also was prior resistance here in 2018. It was also resistance in 2019. Now it's acting as support here in 2022. So I do think that this is very interesting. And when I do zoom out a little bit, there is this trend line that is kind of connecting all of these major points right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Amazon technicals, and good luck if you are trading it.